Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova with me, Phantom Zwei. We last left off, Mr. Producer and Mika got a little giggity. Mika's having a nervous breakdown. You know, it's a very productive episode in many ways. You know, if you can call mental health breakdowns productive, I guess. So, well, let's see how Mika makes her inevitable recovery, right? This can't end on this downer of a note. So let's continue. The next day, we all raised our heads and turned to the door as Mika walked in. Good morning. Everyone exchanged looks. Was Mika all right after everything that had happened? After all, the last time everyone had seen her, Mika had run off crying by herself after seeing how their office had been defaced. Why is everyone staring at me? The girl sighed in relief upon seeing that Mika had returned to her old self. Hey, Mika-chan, don't believe a word those haters are saying about you. They're just salty because you made it big while they're probably at home masturbating to hentai. I guess scandals like these happen from time to time. It's only to be expected for celebrities. It's pretty much as Onesama says. Anyways, we're all here for you, alright? Let us know if any of your so-called fans are giving you trouble, and we'll sort them straight. As if to prove it, our resident shit-posting loli was already on her cell phone fighting back against the trolls on Chirper. Anyways, I hear you're headed to the mountains to shoot at an onsen. Lucky you, eh? Wish I could go too. Even though it's for work, please do your best to come back feeling refreshed. If Producer-san's there won't be any problems. Producer-san, you'll do your best to look after Mika-chan, won't you? Of course. Oh, by the way, that Kodama will be acting... you're acting producer while I'm gone. Please get along with him, okay? Please. That suspicious character again, eh? Now, Kodama-san's pretty good at what he does. And it's not like he would peek on us or want to steal our underwear, right? I would hope not. I guess, but... he certainly has a way with words, no? Whatever, we're all pros here. Anyways, let's keep our fort here, while Producer-san and Mika head off to the onsen to turn the television drama around. After bidding the other girls goodbye, Mika and I took a cab to the television set. By now, all of our equipment had been packed up and loaded into a travel bus even. Oh, you two. We're just about ready to depart here. Oh, by the way, this is Jiro-san, the fixer from Voltanis Pictures. He'll be accompanying us and acting as a special advisor from now. Yo, how you folks doing? My name is Jiro, from Voltanis, and I'm the fixer. Looks like we've acquired quite a character. Most likely he was just the production committee's mole, to ensure that we stayed in line with their demands from now. Considering the current sorry state of the production, it wasn't like we had much say in our defense. For the better or worse, it looked like we'd be stuck with Jiro from now on. With that, we followed into the travel bus and took off to the mountains. After a few hours on the road, we arrived at our destination. Looks like we're back here again, huh? By the way, Mika, are you sure you're alright? I know you're putting on a strong face despite everything, but let me know if you need a break or anything like that. Your body must still be in shock from what happened. Oh, Producer-san, my body's not going to give up so easily just from doing that once. Oi, I'm not talking about that, obviously. I've decided something. You have? What is it? I'm not going to care so much anymore. Black opera. Night song. It's just make-believe, after all. All this time, I was just a Chunibyo idiot. What matters is that the job is fulfilled and we're paid for our work. Isn't that right, Producer-san? Well, I guess so. To think I've been acting so childish all this time. Maybe I needed something like this to happen to finally open my eyes to the real world. I've graduated from being a chunie from now, Producer-san. Alright. With that, Mika headed towards the onsen. I should be happy with this. After all, Mika seemed to have regained her confidence and was once again eager to make the show a success. I felt like she had lost something about her which was really important. Yeah, it does make me kind of sad. I mean, this is the way of the world. Failure and... you just generally get jaded to the world as you get older, and you kind of understand the magic of being a kid is, all just an illusion. So, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I was worried about her. Not just as her producer, but maybe as something much more. I stood by as we filmed a scene where Mika got into the onsen pool. So in this scene, it looks like Mika-chan's gonna undress and enter the onsen. Let's get some good pictures. Alright, action. Mika did as she was told. Of course, we only created the illusion that she was naked through some trick camera work, since Mika was still wearing nude-colored tights around her private parts. Wait. Doesn't we all agree to include a shot of her rear for this scene? Ah, really? Producer-san, what do you think? Well, it was just her rear. It was, of course, well within Shining Productions' nudity policy, so I had no grounds to object. But was this really going to be alright for Mika? Mika-chan, are you comfortable with it? No problem. Alright. With that, some staffers left with Mika back to the change room to remove her tights. Shortly thereafter, she returned with just body tape attached to her privates, and nothing else. Will this much be alright? Or will there be topless scenes as well? I think this should be enough for now. Jiro-san, our company policy specifically rules out any exposure of any part of our talent's nipples or areola on camera. Does it? It can't be helped then. Well, there are plenty of other ways to make exciting scenes for our fans, aren't there, Sato-san? More or less. You heard the man. Come on, let's get into positions, everyone. With that, we resumed the shooting. I can't read. We resumed shooting the scene. Mika and Kyle left the pool after an arduous scene involving various sexual hijinks, resulting from mixed bathing. Hashimoto-san, I don't know how to put this, but I'm sorry about all the various things Jiro-san forced me to do to you. Don't worry, it's just acting. Calicon's still just a kid, eh? Talents like us don't need to worry about anything else except for our performance. Okay, her transition was, ridiculously unrealistically quick. But, anyway. The sooner you learn to just do as you're told without asking questions, the better it'll be for you. I see. I'm sorry. I should be calling you Senpai, shouldn't I? Don't worry. You're already calling me Hashimoto-san. Or you've already been calling me Hashimoto-san, haven't you? Really, feels like Hashimoto-san's become a professional now. Really? I'm glad. You see, I decided to change myself recently. The old me is gone now. Kyle-kun should grow up into a professional as quickly as possible, too. You're completely right. I still act like a total amateur on set. No wonder nobody seems to be liking my performance so far. Alright, in that case, I'll do my best too. Yeah, good luck out there. I walked to Mika's side. You did well out there. Of course, we won't know how the final result will turn out until everything's been edited, but I feel as if your acting's improved a lot. I still have a long way to go, though. Anyways, we're done for the day. I'll walk you back to your room. Okay. Hey, Mika. Yeah? You don't have to force yourself. I know you've been through a lot the last couple of days. It must really be shocking to see the public's reaction like that. But, as your producer... No, maybe as your friend. I'm worried about you. You're not acting like yourself at all. It's alright, producer-san. I know now how things work in this business. There's no need for you to be concerned about me any longer. It's just what Aki-chan told me. Just like what Aki-chan told me. In the end, people support idols because they think I'm attractive, don't they? It's a bunch of guys all dreaming of one day becoming my boyfriend and doing this and that to my body. Well, I don't really have a problem with that. In fact, I'm grateful that so many guys think this body is so appealing that they're willing to scream for it online when they think I'm acting too good for them. I was an idiot for not having realized it before. Besides, in the end, what people liked about Black Opera wasn't the intricate story or the detailed lore. Sure, people say they like it for the story, but Really, come on. Would it have really moved millions of copies and been made into an anime if it wasn't about a formerly loser guy suddenly getting special powers to seduce attractive girls? Would it really have been as big if it didn't feature scantily clad battles with graphic gore and nudity? In the end, sex appeal's the only thing left for a human failure like me. This job was really eye-opening, Producer-san. I appreciate all the work you put into getting it for me. What you're saying certainly is factually true, but it's still not right. It's not right at all. Excuse me. Yeah? I don't get what you're saying. I'm overstepping my bounds as your producer. But is this really what you want? What does that matter? It's just the way things are. We arrived in front of Mika's room. Why don't you come in, Producer-san? We have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Talk? Alright. Instead, as soon as Mika closed the door behind me, she wrapped her arms around me. Heh, looks like I tricked, Producer-san. Why, Mika? Don't mind it. It's not like anyone would know all the way up here in the mountains. Producer-san, did you think Mika-chan was sexy today? After all, you got to see me nearly naked. Do you want to see the rest of Mika-chan now? Hey, what's come over you? I've come to a realization. I'm just a human failure in the end. It's not like I'm good for anything except my body I was born with. In the end, it's just... that's just what everyone wanted. I was an idiot for thinking people wanted more than that. I'm the kind of girl who would suck her own producer before even my first kiss, you know? Damn. Hey, Producer-san, let's take it all the way now. Ever since last time, I've been burning with curiosity. What the actual thing feels like. Okay, so I guess, it had to be cut, because this, like I said, this is the GOG version of the game, and it cut before anything got raunchy, or, well, overly raunchy, but apparently they didn't go all the way last time, so, hold on. Come on, it must be really good for everyone to go so crazy for it. I wanted to tell her that there was more to this world than what she was saying. I wanted to tell her that money wasn't everything. I wanted to tell her that this world was held by passion, beliefs, and art. I wanted to tell her that even if everyone hated her for it, I still wanted to see her doing what she believed in. However, as a producer, I knew that all of this were just PR lines to convince people to work hard at making products which companies hoped would sell. This was a job. If workers could do whatever they wanted, this wouldn't be much of a business, would it? In the end, just what was I supposed to tell her? Okay, we're gonna save here, because of course we are. And, we have to go the belief route, right? Like, it's sad to see Mika like this. We have to push back. We need Chuni-chan back. Damn it. Let's do it. Even despite that, we must act according to our beliefs. What was I doing? Didn't I decide to become an idol producer because I loved idols? Didn't I decide to make Mika the center because of the things she believed in? What was I doing questioning our love for this industry now? I wrapped my arms around Mika. It doesn't have to be this way, Mika. Don't you remember? Why you first decided to become an idol? I grabbed Mika by her shoulders. No, you weren't! You could say nothing matters in this world except doing your job and making enough money to live another day. But that's not the case at all. It's not just enough to exist. You've gotta believe. You gotta believe! Parappa. Believe that the world is filled with wonders. That the world is the world is your very own canvas to fill with whatever colors you want. Because you can do big things. Mika, this is your world. This is your story. Because we went on your route. Even if nobody backs you, I'll be by your side. Regardless of what the ignorant masses out there talk about, all of your friends will think no less of you. I'm sorry. I've gone and done a terrible thing, haven't I? I took advantage of your troubles to get you to do something like that with me. Even though I'm your producer.
違う。あれはいいん
Still, I think I did things out of order. Shouldn't those things first start with a kiss?
プロデューサーさん、本当にいつも言葉がうまいんだから。そうですね。キスから始まるのが正しい順番だと思います。
I took Mika's face in my hands. She stood on her tippy toes to reach up to me and pressed our lips together.
これがキスですね。なんか最近毎日新しいことを学んでいる気がする。プロデューサーさん、またキスしてくださいね。
I leaned forward and kissed Mika again, wrapping my arm around her back.
パフパフよりもキスが好き。プロデューサーさん。
Mika, you're more than just sex appeal to me. You love anime and manga, don't you? You love idols, don't you? You got a passion for the things you do, or else you might as well become an office lady, huh?
多分そう。でもね、エッチなことも好きよ。
Alright. But really, we really should keep it platonic for now. It'd be a huge problem if we got outed, you know? Besides, we can still see each other every day, right? I'm fine with just looking at you as your producer until you graduate.
仕方ないのね。いいわ。卒業までこの闇の契約結ぶのを待ってあげよう。
There she is. Alright.
ただし、ブラックナイトよ。我が声に応えよ。
Oh, what news do you bring, my Damon?
我らは圧倒的な数の敵に囲まれている。防壁も長くは持たん。しかし、策を練った。闇の大聖堂を取り戻し、新たな闇の時代をもたらすだろう策を。
A plan? What bold action do you advise?
詐欺師どもは虚言を用いて我が軍の不和を図ろうとしている。聖なるオペラを演奏する時が来た。そう、蔓延している嘘を払拭し、ここに秩序を回復させる雄大なオペラを。つまりプロデューサーさん、応援してくれたファンたちにメッセージを送るのです。私たちを待っている人たちがいっぱいいると思います。だから動けばこの苦難を逆転することができるはずです。
Yeah. In the end, there are all sorts of people out there in this world. Of course, there are more weak, jealous people who just want to tear others down, but there will always be more people willing to support you. Alright, let's turn this around together, with everyone in Starnova. We wouldn't be Starnova unless we brought the people to a great comeback story. Let's give it our all, Mika.
Oh!
Yeah! I'm such a sucker for these things. I liked it. We finished filming the rest of the on-location scenes for the onsen episode, and returned back to our familiar... excuse me, our familiar office. Give me 1 second, I need to hydrate. Alright. I'm alive again. As expected, there was no place like home. After just a few days separated from the rest of the girls, I had already begun to miss them. We were all Starnova together. I just didn't feel complete without hearing the voices of the other girls in the background. Eh? Mariah loomed over me as I worked on my computer. What's the matter? Honestly, I was a little worried before the two of you left for the onsen. I guess at the back of my mind, I was a little anxious. Anxious? About what? That you were gonna totally corrupt our naive, innocent center black with your workaholic nonsense. That's what. Take your clothes off, Mika. This is just the way the industry works. Something like that. Oi, just what kind of sleazy idol producer do you take me for? I swear, Mariah hops back and forth between, like, having the producer's back and putting him in the stereotype for a sleazy producer more than any of the other girls. It's just like, what do you actually think of him? Anyways, working with you guys made me realize something. What? I love you all. Sick. Mika-chan's the only one out of all of us who will ever buy cheesy lines like that. As expected, Producer-san truly knows the best words for any occasion. See what I mean? They're really birds of a feather, eh? I get a little sick just watching the two of them together. Nothing that upsets my stomach more than seeing two awkward virgins trying to get it on. Boy. Well, excuse me. I'll have you know that I was quite popular back in my day. I used to be in your shoes too once, you know. Can you believe that there was once upon a time when I used to have a legion of female fans? Quite the memory trip, eh? Does this mean Producer-san was once an idol too? Oi, it's hardly a big secret. Really? I mean, you said he was an entertainer, but in fact, I even have my own Wikilopedia entry, you know. All of you have to do is type my name into the internet, and it's like the 4th result. You guys, I can't believe how little you cared about me. I'm hurt. But what exactly was your name again? Oi, you're kidding me, right? After all this time, you still don't know my name. Now, it's just because Producer-san is always Producer-san. Indeed, he's so devoted to his work that I can't imagine him by another name. Yahoo! Hey guys, I think I found his old pics on the internet. These are totally risque. You can almost see everything. It really was a long time ago. My producer forced me into taking those pics. Man, I was embarrassed out of my life. Sounds like Producer-san has quite an interesting backstory. It does. I want to hear it. Not today, though. Right now, we gotta focus on restoring Mika's popularity. The tabloids really did a number on her. I guess they want to print whatever scandal the people want to believe is true. But we've got to deliver our own message. After all, once Mika tells the fans her side of the story, I'm sure our real supporters will rally for our cause. Right now, we're probably just being hit by people who were never our supporters to begin with. Let's do our best to rally our Novas back to our court. But how are we going to do that? Given how much people have been slamming us, it's going to take something really amazing. It doesn't have to be something huge. All that matters is that Mika's emotions reach the fans. Indeed. And so I have a request. Eh? A request? From Chuni-chan? At Black Opera Live, next Saturday at our usual live house. Deep down, everyone loves anime. Everyone loves idols. They've just been distracted by a bunch of people who want to see us fail. But I think I can do it. I want to make everyone fall in love with what brought them to believe in us in the first place. After all, aren't idols supposed to inspire hope in everyone's hearts? Please, let's combine our powers and give our fans a show to remember. Mika-chan's right. I've been through much worse than this. A little fan revolt of this scale is just a regular Tuesday morning for big-time idols. Let's go, ladies, for Mika-chan's sake. Well, that sounds about right. Looks like it's up to us idols to restore the people's faith. Come on, this is our first real test on the road to becoming big-time idols. I want to see Starnova get even bigger, too. After all, this is everyone's dream, to become the greatest idol unit in the nation. Everyone, let's all do our best. Yeah, if Sasa-chan puts it that way, there's no way I can back down either. Whatever the situation is, Natan will keep dancing with all her might. Let's go! Well, if Chuni-chan's gonna be on the stage, she's gonna need my sex appeal to back her up, right? Alright, I'm in too. Let's kick some ass. Indeed, while I may not be knowledgeable about animation, I certainly do know a thing or two regarding bounce. Mika-chan, let's go out there and give everyone the biggest booby smasher of all time. I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. Everyone, I'm proud of you all. Coming together to support your center like this. We're really one family here, aren't we? Of course we're gonna back Chuni-chan. If she falls, the whole unit falls, you know? Our very lives are on the line here. This isn't some stupid idol anime where everything works out just fine because you believe in the power of friendship or some rubbish like that. Our popularity will be won with a pool of all 7 of our combined blood and sweat mixed together. Yeah, nasty mental image. That's a pretty sick fetish out of our shit loli, huh? Idiot, I'm saying it as it is.
悪くないぜ。
Anyways, it's decided then. Let's all back Mika-chan and make our next live a big success. Oh! And so I spent the rest of the day working up and publicizing our upcoming Black Opera Live. The public may be against us, and the tabloids were still spewing more of their nonsense. But surely our fans will rally to us and listen to Mika's side of the story. Indeed, while a bunch of people were using the anonymity of the internet to attack us, there were just as many people waiting for our counterattack. Everyone, this was going to be our comeback. Excellent. Okay, we still got time, let's do it. Meanwhile, the members of the Starnova fan club had already taken to the streets at the first news of our coming live.
Starnova Special Live! Don't miss it! This will be the girls' comeback.
Tickets go on sale every Tuesday. An irate pedestrian tossed a flyer as soon as Kyosuke placed it in his hand.
Starnova Special Live!
Hey, Mr. President. Will this truly be enough to turn people back to the girls' side? The live action is pretty bad.
Have faith. Surely they must already be working around the clock to improve the show. I'm sure by the 6th episode, things will pick up. Just you wait. In the meantime, we gotta do everything we can to give the girls a full house this Saturday.
Starnova Special Live! Don't miss it! I don't think that was his voice originally, but yeah. The full membership of the club made noise and handed out flyers with wild abandon. Taking just a moment to hydrate. Uh-oh, however. That doesn't sound good. As I was walking back to the office with Mika the following night, I felt a dark premonition come over me. Something felt wrong. As if to confirm my worries, a shadow moved out of the corner of my eye. Oh, is it the guy from the autograph signing way earlier? I've been waiting for him to do something. Because he had a sprite, so obviously he was going to have something to do with the story somewhere. What was that? Mika! I heard the noise of a steel can clattering to the ground. A cat walked out of a garbage pile licking its paws. Was it just a cat? Or... I looked into the shadows behind us. I could have sworn we were being watched by someone. Could it be a stalker? After all, judging from the defacing of Mika's apartment and our office, it seemed like there was someone who knew where to attack us. Putting two and two together, it had to have been someone who had been tailing Mika for a considerable amount of time. After all, how could someone deface her apartment the same night that her scandal broke on the tabloids if he didn't already know where she lived to begin with? Shit. I'd been so busy with making the television show that I'd never realized this beforehand. Mika. Mika must have had a stalker all this time, possibly ever since our debut with Soma. No, it could have even been earlier than that. To think I'd just let this go on for so long. I put my hand on Mika and whispered into her ear. Go straight to your hotel room tonight. Don't stop for anything. Got it? Is something the matter? I think we're being watched just now. It's just a feeling. It could be nothing. Let's be careful. Okay. With that, I called for a cab and sent Mika to her hotel. On her way there, she received a call on her cell phone. Hello? Hello? Is it just a prank call? Or... I already know you're on your way to your hotel. The Shinjuku Hana Inn. We're on to you. You will not be forgiven. How did you get this number? We already know everything. We know your sentence. Mika's cell chimed as she received a text. She opened it and saw a photograph of her entering her apartment with producer on Christmas Eve. This is... If you disobey, we will ruin you. Mika disconnected the call. Mister, stop the cab! She looked around and saw that they were stuck in the middle of an enormous traffic jam anyways. She dialed my number right away. Hello, Mika? Producer-san, I just got a call. You really were right. There really was a stalker. They They even have a photograph of us together. They said they're gonna release it on the net if I don't listen to them. What? Really? And they already know where I'm staying. Turn back and come back to the office right away. I'm getting all the other girls here too. Okay. But I'm in traffic right now. Alright, we'll all be waiting for you. Okay. Mika sighed in relief as she finally arrived at the office. Thank you, mister. Here. She handed the driver some bills and left the cab. She had just barely approached the door to her office when a shadow leaped out of the shadows. Suddenly she felt a man's palm pressed against her mouth. Oh shit. She struggled, but a smaller girl like her was no match for a full-grown man. In her panic, she just flopped helplessly as she was dragged away deeper into a back alley. Producer-san? Mika's heart pounded as she was pulled away. Finally, her assailant let her go, where a dozen other hooded figures were waiting for her. Wow. The men circled her, backing her into a wall. The seeming ringleader of the bunch threateningly loomed over Mika. Mika's body was trembling, but she gulped down her terror to speak. The men laughed raucously as they closed in on her. Suddenly, a bright beam of light blinded everyone. Oi! The hell are you doing to Mika? The assailants scattered into the darkness as the full membership of Shining Productions came to Mika's rescue. I picked up Mika and checked her over. Are you hurt? No. Producer-san! Producer-san! With that, Mika burst into tears and buried herself into my arms. Mika. Those bastards! Oi, Kodama! Call the cops right away. Let's bust those guys. No. If the tabloids find out what happened, then the scandal will get 10 times worse, you know. Mika, this is your safety we're talking about here. But they have that photograph. If other people were to see it, it'd just be yet another scandal. Well, at least, thank goodness we managed to rescue you in time. Those lowlives trying to snatch away an innocent girl like that. Out where I'm from, the whole town would have strung them up high. Who knows what would have happened? Guys really are scum, eh? Just because you're an idol, they think they own you. Mika, I understand your feelings, but this situation's just got a lot more complicated. For now, let me consider the risks before bringing it in to the authorities. But if they ever contact you again, I'm calling the cops. No argument there. Okay. I'll be more careful from now on, too. Yeah. Honestly, none of us should be out by ourselves from now. Then it appears I'll be your girl's chaperone in the meantime. Yeah, I'll also hire other security contractors, too. Shining Productions won't be caught off guard again. I never thought a day would come when I'd be relieved to hear that Kodama's gonna be escorting us day and night. This is just normal, isn't it? I mean, All big-time idols have security surrounding them at all times, don't they? There's nothing to worry about, is there? It looked like this incident had spooked even our drill sergeant Loli. But who could blame her? Out of all the girls, she was the youngest and the physically weakest. And honestly, my entire body was trembling with both fear and fury as well. To think there were people out there in the world like this. It was absolutely unforgivable. And yet, there was so little I could do. I rallied the girls in the company van to check everyone into a new safe house, barely managing to contain my rage. After a few hours of driving, we had jumped town and checked into a hotel by the beach. I sighed as I sat down beside the road. What a nasty situation this had spiraled into. To think there were people out there crazy enough to actually make an attempt on an idol's life because of imagined slights. Most likely, they were probably petty criminals to begin with. Basically, people who think they had nothing to lose by going around kidnapping women they don't like. To think there were people like that roaming the streets. They just targeted their daily anger at someone, until it became an all-encompassing, obsessive fury. There were lowlifes like that in the world. Mika's voice interrupted my thoughts. Producer-san. Yeah, Mika? What are you doing out here? You should stay inside. It's dangerous for you to be out wandering around. No. I doubt they would have been able to follow us this far from the city. I held out my hand. I almost forgot. Your cell. Oh. I took her cell phone away, now that it had become compromised. Sorry. I'll get you a new one right away. Here, you can use this one for now. People really are frightening creatures, aren't they? It must have been terrifying, to be kidnapped by a group of men like that. I was so scared I thought I was gonna die. But I was really relieved when Producer-san arrived with the others to rescue me. Really, really relieved. Those people really had lost their minds. They were talking about all sorts of crazy things. Things like I was a sellout, that I had betrayed my supporters. It felt like they were completely disconnected from reality. Nothing I could have said to them would have convinced them otherwise. It was like we spoke two different languages. Sadly, there are some people like that. Not that many, but still, they exist. They think just because they supported you one time, that now they own you like an object. But let's not look at those people. In the end, there's a lot of good people out there too. In reality, most people just go with whatever the people shouting the loudest decide. I don't really know myself, Mika. In the end, I didn't really make it very far when I was in your shoes. I'm just a producer now. Whatever happens from now will be your decision. Regardless of what you choose, I'll be here to support you. My decision won't change. I'm still going to hold the Black Opera live. In fact, this incident is just one more reason I have to go out there and remove the confusion that people have stirred up about me. We need to decide this once and for all. People have been spreading lies about me for too long. Producer-san, let's do this. Our biggest and greatest Black Opera yet. Alright. You've really grown up, Mika. Working in the idol business certainly has opened my eyes to a great many things. I finally feel like I've become a functioning human now. Maybe I graduated from being a human failure too. And it was all thanks to Producer-san's help. For believing in me, and getting past all the hard parts. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. I'm your producer, after all. We looked at the starry night horizon. Just what a journey it had been. From being just a shut-in who could barely communicate with other people, Mika had grown up into a truly great idol. Even though I still felt nostalgia for the old Mika, I knew that this was for the best. We had spent day after day of training, talking, growing closer. Now her moment had come. After all the pain, all the heartbreak, this was our opportunity to turn everything around. This would be our decisive live. Alright, but that is a live that we will hold in the next episode. So as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying, And it looks like in the next episode we might finally conclude Shining Song Starnova. Thanks for taking the journey with me. It's been a very, very long journey due to mostly real-life crap. So, if you're still sticking with me after everything, after the extended period, the series has been, like, ridiculously long, almost a year long. I've been slowly recording episodes for this. But thank you very much. Whether you actually just joined me now and you're watching kind of the whole thing, or you joined from the very beginning, thank you very much for your long-standing support. But I'm getting ahead of myself. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.